All right, close your eyes for a second. Just picture this. A flash of color. Really vivid, practically hums. We're talking bright, bold, totally attention-grabbing. And, the kicker. It's something you might desperately want, but it's notoriously hard to actually get.
Right.
Today, we're taking a deep dive into exactly that. The Kurono Tokyo Vermilion Chronograph. It's a brand new timepiece, and it's distinctly, unmistakably, vibrantly orange-red.
Yeah, it really is. And our mission today really is to unpack what makes this particular watch so special. We want to explore everything from its, surprising cultural roots to its incredibly unique creation process and just why it's causing such a stir in the watch world.
And we should say all our insights today are coming straight from detailed excerpts about this very watch.
Yeah.
So it's like getting a direct look under the hood.
Exactly. We've got the inside track here.
Absolutely. And I think to truly appreciate this blend of tradition and innovation, we probably need to start with the philosophy behind it all. You see, this isn't just about a watch, is it? It feels like it's about art, culture, a whole approach to craftsmanship.
That's a great way to put it.
So let's start by looking at Kurono Tokyo itself. How should we, think about this brand? Where does it fit?
Well, I think the best way to understand Kurono Tokyo is really to see it as the more accessible arm of Hajime Asaoka. He's one of Japan's most celebrated independent watchmakers.
Right, Asaoka-san.
Exactly. Maybe think of it like the second Van in the world of Bordeaux wine.
Ooh, that's a great analogy.
Yeah.
Okay, so for listeners maybe less familiar with wine, how does that second Van's idea really apply here to Kurono? What's the core takeaway?
Well, the real insight is that Kurono kind of bridges a gap. You have these legendary Bordeaux estates. They make these incredibly complex, top-tier wines, right?
Yeah, the really expensive ones.
The really expensive ones. But they often offer a more accessible label, too. Kurono is just like that. It lets more enthusiasts experience Asaoka's design brilliance, his meticulous attention to detail, but without, the stratospheric price tag of his bespoke stuff. Things like his tourbillons or his inverted chronographs.
So it sort of democratizes that high-end aesthetic a bit.
Exactly. It's a gateway to that master craftsmanship.
So while Asaoka's main line is pushing boundaries with, incredible complexity, what defines Kurono's specific design philosophy and their approach to making the watches?
Kurono really focuses on elegant, slightly retro designs, often pulls inspiration from vintage aesthetics.
Oh, you see that.
Yeah. And they use high-quality outsourced Japan-made movements, usually Seiko and Miyota, which are, known for being super reliable.
Yep.
There's also this deep commitment to traditional Japanese crafts. It sort of permeates the brand's whole ethos, even if it shows up in things like urushi lacquer on other models, not specifically this Vermilion dial.
Ah, right. So it's about bringing that traditional artistry into a more contemporary, accessible context. Okay, now that we understand the brand's kind of unique position, how does that translate into the actual watch, the look and feel of this Vermilion chronograph? Let's dive into its physical presence.
Well, it's beautifully done. A really classic, vintage-inspired chronograph recipe. But despite its strong presence visually, it's actually quite discreet on the wrist. We're talking a very wearable 38-millimeter diameter.
Ah, nice size.
Yeah, really is. And the thickness is 13.5 millimeter. It also sits quite short, just under 47 millimeter lug to lug, which is great for a lot of wrist sizes.
It does make a difference.
It really does. The case is polished steel. You've got this gorgeous box-shaped sapphire crystal on top.
Love those box crystals.
Me too.
Yeah.
And it has a closed case back with those very traditional pump-style pushers.
Classic chrono look. And I guess given that elegant, almost dressy design, the water resistance isn't massive.
No, exactly. It's a modest 30 meters, so definitely not a chronograph for aquatic activities.
Right, you wouldn't take this swimming.
No way.
No.
But that's pretty clear from the overall vintage vibe anyway, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so the design whispers vintage elegance, but that color, it shouts. Let's talk about that dial, that unmistakable orange red. They call it vermilion, right? Or SHU. In Japanese.
Yes, SHU. And that specific tone holds just incredibly rich cultural significance in Japan. It's not just a pretty color, it's deeply symbolic.
How so?
Well, it's often associated with nobility, for one. You see it really prominently used in those iconic torii gates, marking the entrance to Shinto shrines.
Ah, right, of course.
And even in traditional samurai armor. Plus, it's widely regarded as a powerful sign of good fortune.
So wearing this color, it's like connecting with centuries of Japanese heritage.
Exactly. There's a lot packed into that hue.
Okay, now this next detail, This is where it gets really fascinating for me. There's this story, apparently straight from Hajime Asaoka himself, about how they ensure the color lasts. Tell us about this fading test. It sounds intense.
Well, it's quite astonishing, actually. They take a prototype dial, like a physical, actual dial.
A real one, not just a paint sample.
Nope, a finished dial. And they meticulously stick it to the south-facing window of his atelier.
Okay.
And here's the crucial bit. Half of that dial is covered up with black tape.
Right, so one half is exposed, one half protected.
Precisely. And then it just stays there, exposed to direct sunlight. We're talking about 40 days in summer, maybe 60 days in winter.
Wow. That's a long time. What's the idea behind that?
Well, according to Asaoka, that level of exposure is designed to be equivalent to more than 10 years of normal use on your wrist.
10 years. Seriously.
Seriously, it's a proper stress test for the color.
So what happens then? They peel off the tape and check for any difference.
Yeah.
Given how tough that sounds, what was the usual result, and what does Asaoka finding a solution tell us?
Well, the really astonishing result was that most paints, most pigments, they failed this test. They showed noticeable fading.
Ah,
Asaoka had apparently wanted a vivid orange dial for a long time, but the pigments just wouldn't hold up under this scrutiny.
so finding a stable orange was a real challenge.
A huge challenge. It really speaks volumes about how hard it is to create truly stable, vibrant colors in watchmaking. But, and this is the amazing part, only 2 pigments eventually passed this extreme fading test. Selenium red and this specific vermilion.
Those are the only ones.
The only vivid orange colors he found that absolutely would not fade under that intense light.
That's incredible. It's not just dedication to quality. It sounds almost obsessive.
It really does. An obsessive commitment to making sure that this striking color will keep its vibrancy for decades. It becomes a lasting part of the watch's identity, not something that degrades over time.
Wow. That's a story in itself.
Yeah.
So beyond that amazing fade-resistant color, what else is happening on the dial?
Well, the rest is classic Kurono. You've got these sunken black subcounters, which create a really nice sense of depth.
The Pandaverse Panda feel.
Exactly. The hour markers are applied polished pearls, tiny, subtle, adds a touch of luxury. And the hands are domed and polished, so they catch the light beautifully.
Nice details.
Yeah. There's also a discrete date window down at 6 o'clock. And that contrast, between the intense orange-red and those deep black subdials, it's just incredibly strong. Gives the watch a really powerful, unmistakable personality.
It definitely pops. Okay, so powering this distinctive face, what's sticking inside?
Inside, we have the Seiko NE86 movement, which is also known as the 8R46 when Seiko uses it in their own watches.
Right. The NE designation is usually for third-party use.
Correct. And what's noteworthy here is that it's actually a more advanced movement than you might typically expect in this sort of category, price-wise.
More advanced. Okay, tell me more. What makes it stand out technically? What does that mean for the person wearing it?
Well, it relies on a column wheel and a vertical clutch architecture.
Ah, okay. Yeah, those are good things in a chronograph.
Very good things. They're features you usually find in higher-end chronos because they give you a much smoother, more precise start, stop, and reset function.
So the pusher action feels better.
Exactly. Much more refined, more tactile, less of that jump you sometimes see on the second's hand with other systems.
Got it.
It's also an integrated automatic movement, meaning the chrono mechanism is built into the main movement, not just bolted on top as a module.
Which is generally seen as more sophisticated engineering,
Right.
Often allows for a slimmer profile, too.
Precisely. It contributes to that overall compact feel we mentioned. It beats at 4 Hz, that's 28,800 vibrations per hour, and offers about 45 hours of power reserve.
Standard enough power reserve.
Yep. And the whole thing is worn on a pretty discreet, classic black leather strap. Lets the dial do the talking.
Absolutely. Okay, so we've covered the art, the engineering, the culture, that amazing color story. Now, for many people listening, the burning question is probably, how on earth do you get your hands on one?
Ah, yes. The availability question.
Because let me tell you, if you thought finding any limited edition watch was tough, try getting one of these. No, Kurono watch is easy to acquire, right? But the Vermilion chronograph seems to take that challenge to a whole new level.
It truly does. It's described as a small batch release, a limited production run.
Do we know how many?
No specific numbers mentioned, which just adds to the mystique, frankly. And critically, they've stated it absolutely will not be repeated. This is a one-time thing.
Wow. Okay, a true limited edition then.
Yeah.
And the exclusivity doesn't stop there, does it?
Not at all. It's extreme. It will only be available at Kurono salons, specifically the one in Ayama, that's a very stylish district in Tokyo, and the one in Shanghai, China.
So no online orders, no waiting lists elsewhere.
Absolutely none. No online ordering whatsoever. It's purely an exclusive in-person experience at those two locations.
That really ramps up the difficulty.
And on top of that, it's strictly limited to one watch per person. To prevent hoarding, presumably?
Makes sense. So for those listeners now completely captivated, maybe even planning a trip, when do they need to be there?
Mark your calendars. Sales begin on August 22nd, 2025.
August 22nd, 2025. Got
Yeah.
it. And the price.
The price is JPY 598,950. That includes Japanese taxes. Or RMB 29,300 in China, also including taxes.
Okay.
At the time this info came out, that was roughly EUR 3,470.
Okay, so not inexpensive, but considering the movement, the story, the exclusivity, arguably good value in today's market for something that unique.
I think many would agree. So what we really have here is a truly unique timepiece. You've got the daring, unmistakable vermilion color, so deeply rooted in Japanese culture. Then there's that almost obsessive, innovative fade testing process guaranteeing its longevity.
Incredible story.
And finally, the extreme exclusivity. The Kurono Tokyo Vermilion Chronograph really feels like a statement about what modern luxury or perhaps modern craft can be.
Which brings us neatly to our final thought for you, the listener. What does this unique blend, the artistic vision, the scientific rigor in testing that color, and that deliberate scarcity, what does it all tell us about the true meaning of luxury and craftsmanship in today's world?
Yeah, that's a great question. Does that pursuit of a perfect, unchanging color, for example, reflect a deeper commitment? Something about heritage and quality that goes beyond just the gears and springs inside the case.
Something to ponder, definitely. We'll leave you with that as you think about the very captivating world of the Kurono Tokyo Vermilion Chronograph.